I am Associate Professor in University of Limerick, and I'm working in cyber skill project. Start from this slide, okay? Okay, so we'll start our discussion with the operational technology OT. As I explained in our last session, that OT network is a complex system, and it needs a multi-layer security approach. Okay, and that is based on various systems and the technologies. So the operational technology is the technology that detect, monitor, and control the physical devices, processes, and events within an enterprise. And OT systems are highly complex, okay, due to their integration of diverse devices and the protocol. And these systems basically manage the critical infrastructure, and which must be available and secure against any cyber and the physical threats. So the convergence of IT and the OT networks increase the vulnerabilities and the security threats for this system. Okay, so we need to implement and deploy the multi-layer security solutions for these networks, okay, where we will segment the networks, and we need some solution for the continuous monitoring, okay, and we need the regular update, okay, to secure the OT systems. So now the question is that how many and which type of systems we need to protect the OT environment. So the exact number and the type of security systems totally depend on the network size and its complexity and specific requirement for the OT environment as well. Okay, so it means there is not a single solution which will protect, okay, the complete system. On different levels, we need the different monitoring, detection, controlling systems, prevention systems, okay, to protect these OT operational technologies network. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so there are many frameworks have been designed for the OT networks. Like for example, we have the ISO, IEC 27019 and the ISA 95 framework and the standards. And these standards are best for the energy sector organizations and to integrate with the enterprise and the control systems. Although I selected, we are discussing here the three main and the well-known frameworks because these frameworks are already deployed and useful for OT sector. So there is the Purdue model, and there is the NIST SP 882 and IEC 62443 framework. Okay. So the organizations definitely they will adopt, okay, these models, and these models explaining all the levels, okay, and also they will providing the complete guideline, okay, which solution the enterprise need, okay, for their all the operational levels and for their IT levels, for their OT levels as well. Okay. So this model basically, the Purdue model is a Purdue Enterprise Reference Architecture, and this is one of the well-known framework which is organizing the industrial control system. And this model has a clear structure, and it will provide this solid foundation to understand the OT systems. And in this model, in this framework, each level needs specific security and operational requirements to ensure the efficient and the secure communication. So this model is divided into 5 levels, and where each level has a specific functions and devices. Like for example, in this diagram, you can see there is a level 0. And this is the physical process level, and basically in this level, okay, the sensors and the actuators are working. And at this level, okay, we need the physical security solutions like access control, solutions, environmental control solutions to protect the sensors and the actuators as well. And whereas in the level 1, this is the process control level, basically, which contains the control devices like PLC, programmable logical controllers, and we should use the endpoint protection at this level, such as firewalls and antivirus software programs. And definitely we need the regular firmware updates as well. Then we have the level 2. This is the supervisory control level, and where mostly the SCADA systems they are working. And at this level, we need to implement the network segmentation, and we need the intrusion detection and the prevention systems to monitor and control the network traffic. Then the level 3 is basically is operational management level, okay, and it contains the manufacturing execution systems. So we need the patch management and secure remote access solutions and the strategies at this level. And then we have the level 4, and the level 4 is basically is the enterprise level. Okay, and it is dealing with the business planning and logistics as well. Okay, typically involving the ERP systems, okay, enterprise resource planning systems, and we need the comprehensive cybersecurity solutions here, like encryption, like multi-factor authentication, and security information and the event management SIEM systems for monitoring and for analysis as well. So across all these levels, there is a need for regular security trainings for the staff, okay, of any enterprise, and incident response planning are needed. These are the important things, okay, to maintain the overall security posture of any industry and OT networks as well. Okay, so let me go to the second model which we have here. So this is the second framework. This is the NIST SP 882, and it is a guideline. Basically, it is a guide for securing the industrial control systems, and organizations, they will seeking the comprehensive guidelines, okay, to secure their OT systems, and it helps the organizations to understand how they will protect their industrial control systems from the cyber threats. And yeah, this framework has also different levels. For example, in the level 1 is the risk management framework. Okay, so the many things, they are similar in all the frameworks, okay, but just they have the different levels and the different phases, okay, and they added the different stuff in that. So basically, in the risk management framework, in this level, the industries, they will identifying and assessing all the risk, the security risks, okay. And this level is also providing a complete guideline that how to conduct the regular risk assessments to understand the threats and the vulnerabilities. And the SIEM systems, basically, we are using, the industries are using here, okay, and these SIEM systems are very helpful to collect and analyze the security data, and it will support the risk management as well. And then this model has level 2, and in the level 2, basically they define the security program development guidelines, okay, where the industries, they will develop a comprehensive security programs, like their policies, their procedures, and they will implement the governance, risk, and the compliance software, okay, to track and manage this level. And yeah, and then there's a level 3 as well in this model. I'm just quickly explaining, okay, so what are the different levels in these frameworks basically. So level 3 is the network architecture and the segmentation level, okay, and basically here the network architecture and the industrial control system networks, okay, they will cooperate with the IT networks, okay, and we are using the firewalls at this level, okay, to control the traffic. And there are some other solutions like deploying the virtual local area network to segment the networks logically. And we are also using the network intrusion detection systems here to monitor traffic, okay, within and the between network segments. So many different things we need at every level. We need the firewalls, we need the software solutions, we need the IDS and IPS systems as well, okay, we need the SIEMs as well, okay. So they are you know working at different levels and providing the secure OT environment, okay, to the industries as well. And then there is the level 4, that is access control level. And basically at this level, okay, the industries, they will establish the strong access control measures, okay. For example, this includes like using the unique user accounts, okay, the strong password policy, and the multi-factor authentication mechanism, okay, they will deploy. And then there's the level 5 for the monitoring, okay. They're mostly the SIEM systems, okay, the OT networks they are using, okay, the SIEMs tools, and the intrusion detection system is also part of this level as well, okay. Then there's the level 6, that is controlling and managing the system and the communication processes, okay, to protect the OT systems and all the communication processes. So the encryption techniques are useful at this level. And then there's level 7, maintenance and the patch management, okay, to establish and maintain the patch management processes as well. Then the one thing is very good in this framework, okay, so they have the level 8 and 9, okay. Level 8 basically is a training and awareness level, okay, and which provide a complete guideline, okay, how the OT and industries, they will train their employees, and they will educate, okay, their staff about the security requirements and which type of specific solutions they need for the industrial control systems as well. And in the level 9, that is defining the physical security guidelines, okay, that how they will control and protect their devices and the machine physically, like access control solutions will be there, and the surveillance support and these types of devices, okay, will be there. So this model, as compared to the previous one, is little bit in detail, okay. So they also covered some more areas as well, okay. And whereas the third framework is the IEC and 62443, and this is also very flexible, comprehensive, and this framework is also cover the different aspects of the ICS security, and this is widely acceptable solution as well, okay. And in Europe it is also deployed, okay, in many industries, in OT networks as well. So this framework also has a set of international standards, okay, where the industries, they will secure their automation and the control system. And this framework is also addressing the cybersecurity risks in industrial environment, okay. And basically this framework is divided into 4 main categories or levels, or the phases we can say, and each level is focusing on the different aspects of cybersecurity. Like for example, in this diagram you can see there is a category 1, that is a journal, okay, and basically this include the foundational concepts and the terminology for industrial automation and the control system security. And this level is providing the complete guidance at how to establish a security program and define the security policies as well. And then there's a category 2, that is basically policies and the procedures category, okay, and this category mainly focus on the security management practices like standards, okay, for creating and maintaining the cybersecurity policies and the procedures as well. Then there is a category 3, and that is a system requirement, okay. This category is system requirement, okay, which covers the technical security requirements for industrial automation and the control systems. For example, the network segmentation and the access control solutions. Then there is a category 4, that is a component requirement, okay. And this category is addressing the security requirements for individual components, okay. It will also ensure that devices like PLC and the SCADA systems, okay, have built-in security features as well, okay. So if we will just compare these three models with each other here in this table, and you can see this table is showing the comparison of these three discussed framework and their similarities, okay, with each other. For example, the Purdue model has a hierarchical structure, okay, and it is widely adopted in the industrial control system environment as well, okay. And the primary focus is the segmentation and isolation the network, and it is very clear, has a clear structure, okay, and hierarchical ICS environment, it is best for that. And whereas the NIST SP 80082, it will offer comprehensive and respected security guidelines for the ICS. And then the last one is 62443, it provides a flexible, and this is globally accepted, okay, holistic approach to secure the industrial automation and the control systems. So the holistic approach means this is one of the strategy or method basically that considers the entire system, environment or entity, okay, rather than the just focusing on individual components or parts, okay. So that's why this is very flexible and comprehensive, okay, and global acceptance it has. So I hope these frameworks will help you, okay, to understand that which type of framework basically we are using for the OT networks to, okay, make the security, make these systems secure. Okay, now we will discuss the existing available security solution in the slides, specially designed for the OT networks, and we are using these all the devices and the solutions in the form of hardware devices, in the form of software solutions, okay. Some solutions are available, they are open source solutions, some are proprietary solutions, okay. The companies, they will buy from those vendors and then they will customize, okay, as per their requirement and as per their needs. So firewall basically act as a gatekeeper in the network, okay, and these firewalls basically controlling the traffic flow and based on some predefined security rules. And the primary objective and the primary function of the firewall is to allow or to block the traffic between the different network segments, okay. And the placement of the firewall is between IT and the OT networks and within the OT network segments as well, okay. There is a separation, there is a segment in the network, so definitely, okay, we need, okay, to deploy the firewall there, okay. And these firewalls basically analyzing the packets and then filter the traffic and based on different criterias, for example, the IP address, the port number and the protocols. And this strategy is very helpful to protect the network and to provide the security as well, okay. And firewall basically track the state of connections in real time, okay, and then enabling them to make filtering decisions based on current states, okay, and that contextual information, okay. And there are some advanced firewalls are there, the next generation firewalls, okay, and we are using those as well, okay. They inspect the packet contents at the application layer, okay, and these The next generation firewalls, they will offering the deeper security and enhanced security measures as well. So the firewall play a very important role in the OT systems, and definitely these are helpful for reducing the attack surface as well. Okay, so these are some working steps, how these firewalls are working, and these are some steps, which I added here for you for your understanding. So in the traffic filtering phase, the firewalls basically control and manage the flow of network data based on the predefined rules. And then in the next step, in the packet inspection step, these firewall examines the data packets to ensure the compliance with security policies as well. And then in the rule application step, the firewall implement the rules to check which traffic is allowed or denied. And then the network segmentation step is there, where the firewalls divide the network into segments to enhance the security and control. And in the access control step, the firewalls, they will regulate the access to network resources based on the user credentials and the policies. Then there is logging and the monitoring steps, where the firewalls record and review the network activity for security auditing and analysis as well. And then in the alert and the notification generation step, where the firewall notifies the administrators about any security incident or policy violation. And then in the last step, these firewall update and patching the latest security updates. So these are some of the steps of firewalls. So now the issue is that if these systems are too strong, so what are the issues and the challenges, which we are facing currently? Although these firewalls are working everywhere, with many benefits, definitely these firewalls have some challenges as well, like compatibility issue, especially with the OT protocols, and integration, with special industrial communication protocols. So this is one of the challenge, which we are facing in the OT industries. And then there is another minimal latency requirement, means these firewalls meet the strict performance demands, to avoid any delay in the critical operations, because those are real time and very sensitive operations are there in the OT processes. High availability issue is there, where these firewalls should maintain the continuous operations, and also manage the any failure mechanism. And then there is a complex network topologies. This is another challenge, especially in the OT networks, because as I explained in the beginning, that these networks are complex in nature, and there are some old technologies are there, legacy systems, incompatibilities there, because the OT environment and the networks, they are working with the mixed devices and they have mixed stuff, so maybe there are some older technologies, compatibility issues are there, and insufficient security expertise, especially in the OT sector, and there's a need to fulfill this gap, especially in the cybersecurity area, in the cybersecurity domain. So that's why this field is one of the demanding field nowadays. And then there is the operational disruption risk is there during security implementation. Maybe there is some operational disruption risks are involved, especially in the OT networks. And there are some compliance requirement and regulation requirements are needed, to ensure the industrial specific regulation and the standards as well. So it means there's a need for robust and efficient systems, especially for the monitoring and for the detecting these vulnerabilities, and then provide the prevention solutions as well. So these are some challenges which we are facing in terms of firewalls. The second biggest solution is intrusion detection and the prevention systems. Okay, so basically the intrusion detection systems, they will monitor the network traffic for suspicious activities, okay, and threats as well, and then they will take actions, okay, according to that, and then they will these systems will prevent intrusions as well. Okay, so basically we can say it is a monitoring and alerting tool. Okay, and these tools are categorized into two main types: network and the host based systems, okay, to monitor the network and individual devices. And these systems have some capabilities to detect the traffic, okay, by using the signature based detection, anomaly based detection, passive monitoring, and alerting as well. Okay, for example, in the signature based detection, these IDS and the IPS systems, they will identify the known threats by matching the patterns, okay, against a database of signatures. Then in the anomaly based detection systems, this system, they will detect, okay, the normal behavior, and if there is any threat, okay, is coming to the systems. There's a passive monitoring, okay, where these systems, they will analyze the traffic without affecting the network performance or operations, especially the OT networks. And then these systems, they will generate the alerts. Okay, these systems, they will generate the alerts, and definitely then there's a need to prevent, okay, according to that, those alerts. Okay, so then they will take the administrator, they will take the decision according to that. So placement of these intrusion detection systems and the prevention system is boundary between the IT and the OT networks, and within the OT networks as well. Okay, so yeah, on the other hand, the intrusion prevention system. Okay, so intrusion prevention system, basically they will also builds upon the IDS capabilities, but not only detecting the threats. Okay, these systems also taking action to prevent them. Okay, because these systems, they will block any identified threats in a real time. And these systems are very useful to protect the networks against the known and the zero-day attacks, okay, by blocking the malicious activities, and then they will ensure any disruption, okay, to especially for the critical operations in OT networks, which are real-time. Okay, there's a need for the real-time threat preventions. So these systems overall enhance the security, okay, by combining the detection and the prevention capabilities as well. Okay, yeah, and okay, these are some well-known IDS and IPS system. Okay, now the one thing is very important, okay, before explaining to these well-known IDPS systems for the OT. Okay, so what is the difference, okay, in the firewall and the IDS and in the IPS? Okay, so let me explain again. The firewalls, basically they will focus on controlling the access and segmenting the networks, and deployed at network boundaries and between the segments, okay, to enforce the security policies. Whereas the IDS systems, they will focus on monitoring and alerting about suspicious activities. And these IDS systems, they are deployed in a monitoring role in the strategic points. Okay, their deployment is at the strategic points within the network, okay, to provide the visibility. And then the IPS, basically it combines the detection and the proactive prevention, okay, to block the threats. And these systems will deploy in line with the network traffic, okay, to prevent the attacks. Okay, so this is basically difference between these three things, okay, and these three solutions. Okay, so these are some IDS and the IPS system, okay, and some are open access and some are proprietary. Okay, so for example, Nozomi networks, okay, Guardian, this will also very useful in manufacturing areas, for the energy sector, for the utilities sector and oil and in the gas field as well. Okay, and this intrusion detection system is protect the manufacturing, energy, utilities, oil and the gas sectors, okay, with advanced cybersecurity solutions. Okay, then we have CTD, okay, and this will safeguard the critical infrastructure, and it is very good for the pharmaceutical companies, water treatment facilities and transportation sector as well. Okay, then there is a Dragon platform. Okay, it will also very useful for the energy sector, for the water and the wastewater sector, and for the mining industries as well. Okay, and then we have some open source tools. Okay, the Surikata, okay, that is open source tool, and but the OT networks and the security experts, they will customize, okay, this tool, and they will customize for the OT environment as well. Okay, then there is a Bro, that is also one of the open source IDS IPS system, and it has a very powerful scripting capabilities, and that is also very useful, okay, for the detection and the prevention, especially for the OT networks as well. Okay, then there is the Snort, okay, and this one is also very good to monitor and protect the OT systems, okay, where you can create your own rules, okay, and you can customize this IDS and IPS systems for the OT networks as well. Okay, yeah, the working process of the intrusion detection and prevention system, as I explained, okay, in the previous slide, I'm just explaining how these systems are working. For example, in the data collection phase, okay, these systems collect the data by monitoring the network traffic, okay, by using the sensors or the agents, okay, which are placed at strategic points within the network, like the gateways, routers, switches, okay. And it will also collect the data from individual hosts or devices as well. Okay, like for example, it will collect the data related to the system logs, application logs, and the file. Yeah, it will also check the file integrity checks as well. Okay, and then in the second phase, that is the data analysis phase. Okay, the system compares the collected data against a database of known threat signatures, okay, pattern of known attacks, okay, which is already updated and available. If a match is found, an alert is generated, okay, and the system monitors the behavior of users and the devices as well. If there is any unusual behavior or the pattern, okay, like for example, if there is any unexpected login times or unusual data access will be there, then these systems, they will trigger the alerts. Okay, so in detection phase, definitely, as I explained, that these systems, they will detect, okay, the potential threats on the real time, okay, and then they will initiate, okay, immediate response, okay, for that incident. Okay, for example, there is a failed login attempt, okay, by an unusual data access request, okay, might indicate a security breach. Okay, so these types of alerts it will detecting. And then in the alerting phase, okay, when there is any threat is detected, these systems, they will generate the alert, and that alert basically can include the detailed information about the nature of the threat, its source, and the affected systems as well. Okay, and then in the response phase, in the response step, okay, for the high priority or the time sensitive threats, these systems automatically take predefined actions, okay, to mitigate that threat, okay, in this response step. And then there is a prevention blocking malicious traffic step, okay, or we can say the prevention phase and the step. It will block the traffic, okay, that matches with known threat signatures or the suspicious behaviors, okay, and in logging and the reporting step, okay, all detected incidents and responses are logged for later analysis, okay, and this log data is very important, okay, especially for the forensics investigations and for the compliance reporting as well. Okay, and then there is a continuous learning and the updating is there. Okay, this is the last step of this IDS system, where the system threat signature database is regularly updated, okay, with the new threats information from threat intelligence, okay, sources. Okay, so and this is one of the weak area of these IDS system as well, okay, because if there is any new threat is coming, okay, so maybe that new threat will take some time, okay, to update on the database. Okay, so these types of problems and the challenges we are facing, okay, in intrusion detection systems and prevention systems as well. Okay, yeah, the key components, okay, as I already explained to you, okay, so the sensors and the agents are there, okay, like devices or the software components that collect the data from the network traffic or from the host. There is a management console of these systems, okay, there is a central interface, okay, where we will configure these systems and we will review the alerts and we will also generating the reports. Then there is a database, okay, in the database basically all the threat signatures, okay, are stored, okay, and the log files are there, and there is a correlation engine. This engine will analyze the data and correlates the information, okay, from multiple sources to detect the complex threats. And then there's the response engine, okay, which will execute the automated responses and support the manual response sections, okay, by security analysis as well. So these are some of the important components of the IDS system. So now the question is that what are the issues, okay, in these current intrusion detection systems, and what are the possible solutions, okay, because the traditional IDS and the IPS solutions specially designed for the IT environment, okay, and may not support the OT specific protocols like the Modbus, okay, DNP3 and the IEC 61850, okay. So what will be the solution? Okay, solution, okay, we need to use the IDPS solutions which are specifically designed for the OT environment, okay, and those systems basically specially designed for the OT environment and that understand and can inspect the OT protocol as well, okay. The real-time constraints are there. This is another challenge, okay, because OT systems, they require the real-time performance, okay, with very low latency delay, we can say, and any delay introduced by a security system definitely disturb the overall system operations. Okay, so what will be the solution? We need to implement the IDS systems, okay, which have low latency performance, okay, and we will ensure that they do not interface, okay, interfere with the real-time operations as well. Then there is a high availability and reliability, okay. Downtime is very important factor in the OT systems, and which can lead to significant production losses and the safety risks as well, especially in the OT sector, okay. So these systems must provide the high availability and reliability. So what is the solution? So we need to deploy, okay, redundant IPS and IDS systems, okay, to ensure robust failure mechanism, okay, and they will regularly test, okay, these systems, okay, to ensure that they functions properly and they integrate properly with the OT networks or not. Yeah, and then legacy systems mean the many OT environment, they are rely on old technologies, okay, so that may not be compatible with the modern systems as well, okay, modern IDS and IPS systems. So this is another challenge, okay. So there's a need to gradually upgrade, okay, all the old systems where possible, okay, and then these intrusion detection and the prevention system will be, okay, helpful, okay, and they will then link and join with those new technologies as well, okay. Limited processing power, yeah, this is another challenge when we are deploying the IDS and the IPS systems in the OT sector, because the OT devices, okay, they have limited processing power and may not be able to support the complex IDS and IPS functions. Okay, so we need to use some lightweight solutions, okay, which are consuming or based on low power devices. Okay, and then there's insufficient security expertise. Okay, yeah, this is one of the area, okay, where we need to train the new people and the new staff, okay, and hiring the cybersecurity experts who understand the both IT and the OT security requirements, okay, because this is very important, because these two systems, they are integrated with each other. Okay, so the understanding of both the IT and the OT security requirement is very important, okay, for security experts. Okay, then there is a false positive and the negatives. Okay, there's a high rate of false positive. Okay, for false negatives, okay, can allow threats to go undetected. Okay, so what will be the solution? We need to fine tune these new IDS and the IPS system settings. Okay, and we need to use some advanced detection techniques, like for example machine learning techniques, deep learning techniques, okay, to improve the accuracy of these systems. And this is one of the hot area nowadays, okay, where the researchers, they are just thinking that which new machine learning and the AI, okay, tool and the method, okay, will be useful, okay, to address this challenge. There's a complexity, okay, of industrial network. This is the biggest challenge, okay, because these are complex networks, okay, and definitely what will be the solution? Okay, there should be some mapping tool, okay, where we will gain the clear understanding of the network topology, and we need to implement some layered security approach, okay, for that. And then there is a need for balancing security and operations as well, okay, enhancing the security measures, okay, yeah, sometime during the implementation of these types of things, there will be a conflict, okay, and with the OT network especially, okay, so we need to adopt some balanced approaches and the methods for the security and for the operational availability as well, okay. And the compliance, yeah, regulatory and the compliance requirement, okay, because the OT environment are subject to different industry specific compliance and the regulations, okay, requirement, and that can be complicated, okay, for the IDS and IPS systems implementation as well, okay. So there is a need to ensure, okay, we need to ensure that there should be some regulatory body, okay, which will ensure and regulate the audit security measures, okay, for these compliance, okay. There should be a clear picture, okay, in this area. And then there's monitoring encrypted traffic, okay. So encryption, okay, yeah, sometimes this encryption mechanism can make very difficult for the IDS and the IPS systems to inspect the traffic, okay, especially for the threats. So the solution is that we need, okay, the IDS system solutions, okay, that support the encrypted traffic inspection, okay, and for example, and secure the points, okay, in the network for inspections as well. So, and then we have, okay, so these are some security SIEMs, yeah, security information and the event management, okay. So this is, we can say, the third solution, okay. For example, okay, before explaining this, I will just explain you some example scenario, okay. For example, in the energy sector, okay, that energy company need to protect, okay, its smart grids and their control systems from the cyber threats. So what will be the challenge, okay, for that grid control systems and for that electricity company, okay, or the energy company, okay. So the challenge is that they need to ensure the real-time performance and the compatibility with energy sector protocols. Okay. So what will be the solution? They will deploy the IDS systems, which are specifically designed for the energy sector. Okay. Like Nozomi, Network Guardian, or the Dragon platform, they are specially designed for the energy sector. Okay, so being a security expert, okay, so there's a need to understand that which platform is the best, okay, for that sector where you are thinking to deploy anything, okay, in the OT networks as well. Okay, so yeah, this is another solution. Okay, security information and the event management, okay, systems. These systems, they will basically analyzing the security data from across an organizations and the IT infrastructure as well. Okay, and these systems are detecting and responding, okay, to the cyber threats as well. And these SIEM solutions, they will provide the real-time monitoring, correlation of events, and they will provide the centralized loggings, interface. Okay, where you can enable the proactive threats detection, and you can also work with the rapid incident responses as well. Okay, so there's the Splunk is there. Okay, that is one of the OT security solution. Okay, this will offer the specific OT security solutions. Okay, and this is one of the powerful data analytics tool. Okay, there's the Siemens. Okay, Mindsphere and CTD. Okay, so these are some IBM. Yeah, so these are some SIEM systems which are popular and currently deployed in different organizations and in different sectors as well. Okay. Okay. So basically, yeah, what are the differences between IDPS and the SIEM system? Okay. So this is the important thing to understand. The IDPS systems, like IDPS systems mean the intrusion detection and the prevention systems. They will work with the real-time threats detection and prevention. Okay, while the SIEMs, they will providing the centralized log management mechanism. Okay, and it will cover the broader security event analysis as well. Okay, and whereas the IDPS systems, they will monitor and respond to threats. Okay, with automated action, whereas the SIEMs provide the contextual analysis and reporting capabilities as well. Okay, and then there's the IDPS. Okay, they will deploy at network or the host level, whereas the SIEMs deployed, okay, as a centralized platform. Okay, so this is the difference between the SIEMs and the IDS and the IPS systems as well. And then we have honeypot. Yeah, this is another security solution. Okay, and this is also very helpful and useful for detection and for the data analysis. Okay, and these honeypots basically serve as a decoy systems to attract and analyze the malicious activities. Okay, and these honeypots will deploy, okay, to detect and analyze any unauthorized access attempts and the malicious activities, okay, which are targeting the OT systems. Okay, and it has its own capabilities. Definitely, it will gain the insights, okay, into attacks techniques, which are specifically, okay, created, okay, for the industrial protocols and the devices. And it is very good for the SCADA systems and the PLC systems as well. Okay, and this system is very useful for early warning, as an early warning system. Okay, and consideration for deploying honeypot in the OT integration with existing security architecture. So this is one additional security solution. Okay, and which will provide, and the honeypot is also very useful for the training and for working as a simulation tool, especially for the OT security team. Okay, to simulate and practice incident response procedures as well. Okay, on the regular basis. So yeah, these are some solutions. The honeypots. Yeah, these are the well-known honeypots. Okay, in front of you. Okay, where we have the Hanoid, Kipo, and Conpot. Okay. And these are the different virtual honeypots frameworks. Okay, And like Hanoid is a virtual honeypot framework. Basically, it will providing the simulation, okay, with multiple virtual hosts, okay, and to analyze the attacks, to study the attacks, okay. It is very useful as well, okay. And there are we have some other tools, okay, like for example, some tools they have their web application, okay, to emulate the vulnerabilities, okay, from the web applications and capture the attacks, okay, payload for IT infrastructure, okay, in OT sector, in OT networks, okay. So this is just for your information, yeah. Then the endpoint protection platform, okay, some other solutions we need, okay, for the OT and the IT security as well. EPP system is endpoint protection platform, okay. This is specially designed for the OT environment, okay, and it will securing the endpoints, okay, within the industrial control systems, and these platforms basically have a special features, okay, to protect, okay, the endpoints, okay, against unique threats and operational requirements, okay. So I'm explaining these all the things, so it's not mean that we need these all the systems, okay, in any environment. So again, I'm repeating these things, so it is depend on the network size, their requirement as well, okay. If you have the, you know, the big infrastructure, okay, a sector is a very large, so definitely you need the multiple solutions, okay, to protect that OT network. But if you have a small, you know, industry, okay, then definitely you will choose and select the solution, okay, as per that network topology and complexity as well. So these endpoint protection platforms, okay, for OT, like these are like antivirus McAfee, okay, Vision is there, okay, and they are providing comprehensive endpoint protection with capabilities, okay, tailored for the OT environment. So there are different companies, okay, they are providing these types of solution. Dragon platform is there, okay, Cisco is there, okay. So okay, then the network segmentation and the micro segmentation, where we are dividing the networks into small parts, into small segments, okay, and we are using the VLANs, we are using the firewalls, and the SDN is also one of the solution, okay, which is very useful, okay, to segment the networks, okay. And then there is identity and the access management solutions, okay. These solutions, they will control the access to OT networks, and these systems will provide the user authentication mechanism, okay, and they will ensuring that the only authorized individuals, okay, they have access, okay, to those devices. The multi-factor authentication is there, the role-based access control is there, okay. So the different components these systems have as well, okay. Then there's a data diodes, okay. They will enable the secure one-way data transfer between the networks, okay. They are also very helpful to preventing any possibility of data leakage or unauthorized access, okay, back into the originating network. So these are some small, okay, solutions we have. Patch management systems are there. They will maintain the system security by applying the updates and the patches, okay, across all devices and the softwares, okay. And they will also ensure the protections against potential threats and vulnerabilities as well. There's a backup and the recovery systems are there, okay. They will ensure basically that data and the configurations can be restored, okay, in case of any incident, in case of system downtime, okay. So these solutions are also helpful, okay. Then we have the vulnerability management systems. These systems basically detect and manage the network and the system vulnerabilities, and these systems are identifying and classifying, okay, the security weaknesses, okay. Then the encryption, yeah, definitely the encryption is there. So this encryption mechanism, okay, this will protect the data integrity and confidentiality, okay, during the transmission, during the storage phases. And we have the different protocols which we are using, okay, to secure the data transfer and we have some advanced encryption mechanisms as well. Okay, but one thing is important: whenever we are using any encryption mechanism, so that should be compatible with our IDS and the IPS systems and the firewalls as well. Yeah, there's the industrial protocol anomaly detection. Okay, so these also have some of the solutions. They are monitoring, okay, any abnormal behavior, okay, especially monitoring the protocols like Modbus. Okay, and these solutions will help, okay, to detect the potential cyber threats and operational anomalies as well. Okay, then there's the incident response systems. They will also offer a complete methodology and the mechanism and the architecture, okay, to managing all the cybersecurity incident, okay, and these systems will provide the structural approach to handling the security incident, okay, detection, analysis, containment, okay, and recovery as well. Yeah, recovery is very important for the OT networks, okay, because if there is any downtime, so definitely, okay, the impact of that downtime is very negative. Yeah, and security awareness training. Yeah, definitely, this is one of the important thing. Okay, educate staff and the operators. Okay, there should be ongoing trainings, okay, in the industries, and the awareness programs should be there. Okay, and then the staff will be updated with the new security threats and the vulnerabilities as well. Okay, and there's a need to promote the best practices as well. Okay, encourage, okay, the cybersecurity protocols and the procedures. Okay, and definitely this will also very helpful in the security domain. Okay, so this is the summary of today's session. Okay, the number of systems required, definitely we need to secure the OT system. That is a very complex system. There is not a single solution, okay, which we'll use and then we think that our systems will be protected from that. Okay, so there's a need for the layered security approach. Okay, and regular assessments are needed, okay, to adopt all the security solutions. Okay, especially for the OT environment as well. Okay, yeah, so after this we are doing the one lab. Okay, and in the lab requirement is that we will using the Ubuntu operating system, and then I'm showing and explaining how you can install the SNOT, IDS and IPS systems on your Ubuntu machine, and then we will use the Kali Linux machine as attacker, and where we will install and use the Sparta tool. Okay, and yeah, this should be a lab. Sparta is a security penetration testing and the research assistant tool, and this is the open source tool, graphical tool. Okay, and it's very useful, and hopefully in the next session, okay, where our focus will be on totally hands-on. Okay, so I will explain, okay, how you can make your own rules basically, okay, to block any specific port or to block any SCADA and the PLC traffic, okay, or anything related to that. Okay, so I will explain that all the things in detail in our next session, and I will also explain, okay, how you can make your own setup, okay, on virtual machines. Okay, and then you can easily practice, okay, these all the systems. Yeah, so okay, so in this I created the virtual file, okay, for these two machines for you as well. So yeah, so after this sessions, okay, so we will discuss this thing, okay, how we will send this file to you, okay, because that's a little bit heavy file. Okay, so maybe I will just upload on my drive, okay, and then I will share the link with you. Yeah, so we can do that one as well. Okay, so now I have the both systems here. One is the Ubuntu, one is the Kali. Okay, so first of all I need to install the IDS systems, okay, on my Ubuntu system. Okay, so yeah, so I'm using my own password. Okay, so this is the terminal, okay, which is open in front of me. Okay, so when we are using these different operating systems, so there's some network setting, okay, inside in the system, which is very important. Okay, basically we need to create our own network pool. Okay, and you can ensure that the both operating systems, they will be able to communicate with each other. Okay, you can use the ping command. Okay, if that will be successful, so then okay. And okay, so this is the Ubuntu system in front of you, and on the other hand we have the Kali Linux as attacker. Okay, so I need to log in this as well. Yeah, and this is the Kali Linux, okay, machine and operating system. If you have good RAM and the memory and the processor of your device, so then there is no problem at all, okay, to installing or using the 3344 operating system at the same time. So it's again depend on your system, okay, specification. Okay, so first of all, what we are doing, we are just installing, okay, the one tool, snort tool, okay, in Ubuntu machine. First of all, I'm going to the Ubuntu machine, okay, and then you can just open the Firefox, and this is the okay address of the snort.org website. So we are basically installing this IDS system, okay, and hopefully in the next session, okay, we will make our own rules, okay, and maybe I will try, okay, to explain another IDS system, okay, in the next session. Okay, we will check the time and all other things as well, okay, and then we will do that as well. Okay, so now the first of all, I'm just installing this tool in my Ubuntu machine. Okay, so you can just open the terminal, okay, and then you need to just type, okay, the few commands, and then this system will be automatically downloaded or installed, okay, on your operating system. Okay, so let me write the command and then we will install this tool. Okay, so yeah, so yeah, okay, so now I think the font size is okay now for you. I increase the font size for you. Okay, then snort, then yeah, we need this command. Let me make it bigger. Okay, so we need to type this command, okay, to install, okay, the snort in my Ubuntu machine. So it is asking my password. Okay, so I will just enter my password here. Yeah, and automatically then this program will be installed. Okay, and here, yeah, this is the important thing here. Okay, it is asking the IP address. Okay, so you need to check, okay, which IP address you are basically using here. Okay, for that I'm just using okay IP address show command. Okay, and you can see my PC address is 1.4, so it's mean I need to provide the 1.0, the network address I need to provide there. Okay, so this is the important thing, okay, which we need to do. Okay, so yeah, where is that? Okay, no problem, we can open that. Where is that? I think that I minimized that thing. Where is that going? No worries. Okay, no problem. Again, I'm just using that command. Don't worry. Yeah. So that should be okay. Get install and then snort. Okay, so that is already there. Could not get lock. Here's the password. Okay, be aware that removing the lag file is not okay. Other process is there, but I'm not sure where is that process is going. Okay, just give me 1 second. I'm just that should be here. Okay, just give me a second. The both terminals, all windows. Yeah, that is here. Sorry. Yeah, let me share again. Okay, yeah, that is here. So we need to change the IP address here. Okay, so in my case, I'm using the 1.0/24. Okay, so you can check your IP address first. Okay, and then you can ensure that you are using the correct IP address. Okay, my screen is visible, Adam. You'll just press enter, and then the installation will be started. Okay, so now the snort is already in the system. Okay, so I installed that successfully, and I set the IP address. Okay, as well. Okay, and now the snort is here. Okay, is already installed. Okay, so I need to verify that snort is already installed successfully or not. So for that, I'm using the snort version command. Okay, so snort version command. Yeah, this is the version of the snort IDS system, the 2.9.20. Okay, this version is already available for me. Okay, here. Okay, so now the next step is that I need to just use one command. Okay, that is very important here. Okay, to use that command, and basically this command enable the network interface card. Okay, and this command will also allowing to capture all the network traffic. Okay, and this is useful for network analysis as well. Okay, so which command we need to use here? Okay, let me apply that is a sudo, and okay, then IP link, sudo IP link, and set. Okay, so now I'm just adding my Ethernet card name here. Okay, and that is ENP0S3, which I checked. Okay, by using the IP address show command. Okay, so this will be visible for you there. Okay, and then I'm using promise should be on. Yes. Okay, you just need this command. Okay, to ensure that you can enable this mode, or you can also enable this mode from virtual machine as well. Okay, but this is the command. If you can use this one, so this will be also useful for that. Okay, so now this is also all good here. Okay, so now I'm using another command. Okay, and that command basically will show you the manual of the snort. Okay, and which will help you to read all the things in that manual, and you can check which type of options you have in the snort. Okay, so for that simple, you can just type the manual, MAN, okay, and then you can type the snort. Okay, and then this manual will be open for you. You can see it has a lot of details, and all the description about this IDS system is available. So my voice is clear. Can you hear me properly, everyone? Yeah, just update me, anyone, please. And yeah, these all these all are the options. So you can just scroll down, and so many things are here for your reading. You can just press the Q and exit, okay, from this manual. Okay, and now the next step, okay, which we need to apply here, we will open, okay, the configuration, snot configuration file, okay, by using the gedit tool, okay, and then the configuration file will be open for you. Okay, for that I need to, okay, if you are installing the Ubuntu first time, okay, and the G editor is not there, so there are some other editors available. You can use those one, or there is the 2 or 3 commands, okay, to install the editor as well, okay, for your operating system. Okay, so that is not a big deal. Okay, so you can just gedit, and yeah, these are the directories, okay, where basically this file is exist. I'm just typing, okay, the exact directories, and then we have the configuration snot.config. Okay, we need to open this file in the editor. Okay, you can just press enter, and then you can see, okay, so many things you can get here in this file. Okay, if you little bit scroll down, okay, and then you can check here, okay, you have, okay, here, okay, you have the different structures, okay, and the 9 specific segments are here. Okay, so you have network variables to configure, okay, and decode, okay, these detection systems. I'm not explaining all the things in detail. Okay, I just installed this, and so many stuff is here. You can read all the instructions, and the comments are available here. Different configuration files are there. Okay, you can navigate. Okay, these are all the things, and then you can check. Okay, all the snot configuration files are available. Their rules and all the stuff is here. And hopefully in the next class I will show you how you can make your own rule, okay, in for the IDS systems as well. Okay, so this is all about the configuration file, okay, of the snot, okay, which we already installed. Okay, so now the next step is that we will explore some more things here. Okay, for example, I'm opening the FTP file, FTP rules file here. Okay, so you can just close this one, and here you can also open the FTP rule file. Okay, for that you need to again type, okay, the command sudo gedit editor, and then these are the directories, okay, and snot, and then you can go to the rules and FTP and dot rules. This is the file name. Okay, you can open this one as well. Okay, so this is the FTP file is open in front of you, where we have the port number and all the rules and alerts of the TCP from the TCP traffic, okay, are defined here. Okay, so these different types of rules we already have in these IDS systems, okay, which we are basically using as per your requirement and as per your need as well. Okay, so now is the time. Okay, I will just start the snot tool, and then I will generate some attack, okay, from the other machine. Okay, and for that definitely we need to type, okay, the command, and which is basically starting the snot intrusion detection, okay, and snot intrusion detection system, okay, with some specific options and the configuration. Okay, so for that I need to just close this FTP file here, and then I'm just typing some more commands here. That is a sudo snot and then we need to give the directories names here. Okay, and then snot and then config file. Okay, and then here I need to add my network card, okay, name, that is 0 and S3. Okay, So you can also check, okay, maybe your side, okay, the card name is different, okay. So you can check, okay, by using the IP address show command, and then that will be visible to you. You can just run this, okay, and when you will get this message that snort is successfully validated, the configuration, okay, all the things are okay. So now is the time, okay, because we integrate that snort with our network card, okay. So now I'm starting that snort tool here, and then after this, then I will generating the attacks, okay, from the Kali machine, okay. So to start, okay, the snort at this side, okay, we need to type another command, okay, and that command, okay, we will use basically to start the snort, okay. That is a sudo snort. So these are some requirements and the configuration, okay. I'm not going into details, okay. And when you will start your complete OT cybersecurity programs, and then you will learn these all the things there, okay. And then snort, and yeah, that is okay, that is, sorry, that is and then snort, and then I need to add the directory. Snort.configuration file, and then I'm adding my card name here, okay, S3. So you can just start this simply, okay. So now this snort is started here, okay. So now is the time to go to the next machine, okay, the Kali Linux, okay. First you need to log in. Okay, when I'm sharing this virtual setup file, okay, with you, so my password is 123 till 9, okay. The user is Kashif in both operating system, and the password is 129, okay. You will remember, I will also add the one text file, okay, with instruction with that as well, and then you can easily try that, okay. Okay, so before going to the next step, I need to check, okay, which address is here, and okay, yeah, this is the Ethernet card, and okay, yes, perfect, okay, and this is the address, broadcast address, and let me make it a little bit small, okay. Okay, this is the address of this PC, 1.5. So it's mean the other PC is 1.4, this is 1.5, okay. So you can just ensure and confirm this thing as well, okay. So first of all, what I'm doing, okay, because as you know, as I explained in our last session already, you can use the tool Nmap tool, okay, to scan, okay, the complete network, okay. So I'm just again, I'm using that tool here, okay, 168.1.4, and then I'm just checking the impact, okay, on the other machine. Yeah, so there is impact on another machine, this one, see here it is, yeah, on the real time, okay, all the traffic, it is capturing the snort, okay, and where you can easily see, okay, yeah, this is the IP address of the Kali machine is here, okay, 192.168.1.5, okay, and attempted information is leak, okay, all the things are here, okay. So it's mean my snort is working properly, and it is detecting all the things, okay, on the real time, okay. So this is the one example, and after this, okay, I'm just trying to install the one tool, but let me check that tool is available here, because most of the operating systems, they have that tool. Okay, so Sparta is one of the good tool, okay, which I like. Okay, in the information gathering side, okay, you can see, okay, unfortunately there is no Sparta here. Okay, so no problem, we can easily install that Sparta tool, okay, in the Kali Linux, and then we will generate the multiple attacks, okay, from that tool, okay, on the Ubuntu machine. Okay, and for that I need to go to the one website, okay, and that website, let me open okay, the browser first. Okay, so many browsers are opened. Yeah, I need only one browser. Okay, so here, for example, yeah, okay, and accept all, and here I'm just typing the one thing, that is Sparta network scanner. Okay, and Sparta network scanner. Okay, so then you can check. Yeah, this is the link. Okay, this is the link. Yeah, this is the link. Okay, from where you can download this tool, the GitHub link. So you need to just copy, okay, these all the commands from here, and you can straight away run these all the commands on your Kali, and then this system, okay, the tool will be installed, okay, successfully on your machine, on your Kali machine. Okay, for that, first of all, I'm just copy the first command from here. Okay, we need some extra things, extra tools, okay, as well, okay, to install this scanner tool. Okay, and let me start from here. Okay, you can just copy this, okay, and then you can come here and you can just paste, okay, this here, and then you can just press enter and run. Okay, so no, I think we need to add the one more thing here, sudo, yeah, sorry, sudo, and then we need to change the root actually. Okay, root, first of all we will change the root, because root directory we need, okay, for the installation. Okay, so you can just change the root first. Okay, and yeah, this is the root, okay, which we changed, and then after this, okay, then I will try to install again that scanner. Okay, so for that, okay, yeah, I'm just pasting that command here again. Okay, yes, yeah, it is done. It is very small file. Okay, so it is done now. Okay, and after this, okay, I need to, okay, but if you can install the new version of the Python, okay, that will be much better. Okay, if I will just do some amendments here, okay, like Python 3 file I need. Okay, so that will be much better. Okay, if we will use that one. Okay, this one is also working, but that one is more better. Yeah, you can just do some changing there. Okay, add the Python 3, so that will more helpful for you. Just taking the few seconds from you. Okay, it's very fast. Okay, when this installation is done, okay, so you need to copy, okay, another code, another command. Okay, and that command should be, yeah, that command you can and copy from there, and this one, because we use that one. Okay, so we need to okay, yeah, this one. Okay, not the second one, third one. Okay, so you can just let me read. Okay, just give me 1 second. Which file we need after this? Yeah, this one. Okay, so you need to just paste here and enter. Yeah, that's okay, that's perfect. Okay, so that is already installed here. Okay, so now you need to copy, okay, the next file, okay, from this website, and that should be this one. Okay, this file. Okay, you need this time, and you will just paste this here, and you can just enter. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, you can just install that, write that command, use that command, and now is the time to install, okay, the tool. Okay, so installation code is here. Okay, you need to copy this code from here, and then you need to paste, okay, this code for the installation, okay, here. Okay, yeah, and then you can just enter. Yeah, it is done. Okay, it is done now. So the tool is installed successfully on your Kali Linux. Now is the time, okay, we need to check that the folder is created with the name of Sparta or not. Okay, yeah, the folder is here. Okay, so it's mean that is successfully installed. We need to change the directory, yeah, in Sparta, and then you can check. Okay, and we need to run this file, okay, to open that Sparta tool. Okay, so you can just simply, okay, start the Sparta tool and generate the attack, and then you can check the impact on your Ubuntu machine. Okay, so simply you can type, okay, Sparta and .py, and then you can open this tool. Yeah, this tool is opened here for you. Okay, and here you can click here to add the host, and already you know, okay, by using the nmap tool, that what is the address of that machine, and you can add to scope, and then you can check the impact on your other machine. Okay, so let me log in again there. Yeah, all the traffic is generated from this tool that is captured by the IDS system here, okay, with their IP address and with all the things. Okay, all the details are here. Okay, so this is the beauty of Snort tool, IDS system tool. Okay, and which we are basically using, and hopefully in the next session we will create, okay, some very attractive rules, okay, for this Snorter tool. Yeah, so that's it from my side. Yeah, yes, okay, so I hope you like this, all the tools and the configuration and the Snort IDS system functionality and the features and all the stuff. Okay, yeah, so all good. If you have any question, please.
I'd just like to state as well, for the people asking about the recording from last week, that we just have a small bit of modification to do, and then the recording will be shared around for those looking for it.
Yeah, there is some, you know, we need to edit, because all the names are there. Okay, then we will share those recordings with you, and as well the today's recording as well, and the slides I will share with you. Definitely I will send to the Linda, and then she will send, okay, to everyone via email. Okay, the both slides. Okay, and as per the lab files, okay, although I will explaining these all the stuff, okay, in detail from the scratch in the next session. But no worries, I already created the one virtual machine image for both operating systems, so no need to install anything. I will share that with you, and you can just integrate and just practice, okay, and use that. So if no questions, so thank you very much from my side, and I hope this session will be useful for you, okay, and you will learn a lot of things in it. And see you then in next session. Yeah.